It's Friday, November 18th, 2016, the Friday before Thanksgiving, and welcome to Let's Talk Sports on the Radio Vision Network. We are delighted to have you here. Thank you for joining us, and it feels great to be back. Today we're going to be talking all football all the time. We got a lot of football to recap. We got Week 10 to talk about. We'll recap it all, and we'll preview Week 11. And for a bonus, we're going to preview Week 12. Let's start off with the game in Philadelphia. Eagles snapped their two-game losing streak after losing at Dallas and at the New York Giants. The Eagles went on to win 24-15 despite a sloppy game. The Eagles were trying to take the lead. Of course, that 55-yard field goal from Caleb Sturgis fell short, but before that he missed a 47-yarder wide to the right. Of course, professional kickers get paid to do these field goals. Of course, Philly wins 24-15. They will be at Seattle. Meanwhile, Atlanta is on a bye. Other matchups, the Green Bay Packers. What happened, Green Bay? They were on the road at Tennessee to take on the Tennessee Titans. The Green Bay Packers lose 47-25. They will be on the road at Washington. Meanwhile, Tennessee will be at Indianapolis. Other matchups, the Minnesota Vikings and Sam Bradford were looking to break their losing streak as they take on Kirk Cousins and the Washington Redskins. The Redskins went on to win 26-20 at FedEx Field in Landover. The Vikings, they were off to a good start at 5-0. For some reason, they're slipping in the NFC North. They will be playing well. Of course, they'll be at Detroit on Thanksgiving Day. It's going to be a pretty good battle. Other matchups, the Los Angeles Rams are on the road as they took on the New York Jets. The Jets had a 6-0 lead, and that was the only score they get, and a missed extra point. But then LA comes back to win 9-6. Other matchups to talk about, we've got the Chicago Bears taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Chicago got destroyed at Raymond James Stadium in their last outing. 36-10 was the final score. Of course, Jameis Winston was good, and same with Jay Cutler. He can rebound. The Bears will be at New York. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay will be at Kansas City. Of course, Chicago trying to break their losing streak. Of course, they only have 2 wins on the season, and they are really having a hard time. The early game featured the Denver Broncos and the New Orleans Saints at the Superdome on Sunday. Tie game at 23 with less than 2 minutes to go. A blocked extra point took it to the house for a touchdown, but it looked like one of the receivers or the defenders went out of bounds, but the call stood on the field. To me, if I was the referee and if I saw it, I would have reversed it and put the ball back in its position, and Denver will get another shot downfield, probably a game-winning field goal or touchdown, and possibly sending into overtime. Other matchups, Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers were home as they took on the Kansas City Chiefs in Carolina. The Panthers had a 17-0 lead, but they gave it away to Kansas City, and they ended up losing 20-17. Kansas City will be home against Tampa Bay. Meanwhile, Carolina has got to refocus. Of course, they were on a short week. We'll talk about Carolina and the Saints a bit later. And of course, Cleveland has lost 10 straight, losing at Baltimore 28-7. That was last Thursday night. Of course, Cleveland has yet to win a game this season. The Houston Texans went on the road as they took on the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. The Houston Texans went in to Jacksonville, and they went on to beat the Texans beat Jacksonville 24-21 in Jacksonville. Of course, these two teams will meet later in the season. Now let's talk about the late games. Ryan Tannehill and the Miami Dolphins went into Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego to take on Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. Now, these two teams did meet last year, Week 15 of the season. 1 year later, they meet Week 10. It was a close game, tied up at 24. But Phillip Rivers threw a costly interception that would have put Miami in the win column. They did get into the end zone for a touchdown. Then Phillip Rivers had one last chance, but he was picked off, and the Miami Dolphins going to San Diego to beat the Chargers 31-24. Miami will be on the road to take on the Los Angeles Rams on Sunday. San Diego will have a week to regroup. They will be on the road at Houston. Other late matchups, let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys as they took on Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Last time these two teams met was in 2012 when Dallas won 27-24. Now, Dallas came in with a record of 7-1. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh was riding a 3-game losing streak. It was a back-and-forth game, 4 missed 2-point conversions. To me, I would have kicked the extra point, and that would have worked. Dallas and Pittsburgh went back and forth in the first and second quarters, but in the fourth quarter, things have gotten crazy. Pittsburgh had the lead at 30-29, but with less than 10 seconds left, Ezekiel Elliott ran into the end zone for a 32-yard rushing touchdown run. The 2-point conversion was no good. Of course, Dak Prescott was looking for Ezekiel Elliott, but actually Dez Bryant and Dallas went on to win 35-30. Dallas improves to 8-1. They will take on Baltimore. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh will be at Cleveland. In the Arizona desert, what happened, San Francisco? 8 consecutive losses. And they went on to lose at Arizona. It was a tie game with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. All that Arizona needed to do is get into field goal range. And they did. But with seconds left, time running out, Chandler Cannizzaro made a field goal. He didn't miss. Arizona goes home to sweep the 49ers 23-20. Arizona will be at Minnesota on Sunday. Meanwhile, San Fran will take on the Patriots. Sunday Night Football featured Russell Wilson and the Seahawks battling Tom Brady and the Patriots in Foxborough. The Patriots had the lead of 7-0. Then Seattle came back. And of course, Gronkowski, he fumbled. He got away with it after review. And then Seattle had a chance to go into the end zone at the 1-yard line. Then on 2nd and goal, they thought Seattle was in. Pete Carroll challenged. He thought that was the score. But taking a look at the replay, we did not see anything that would lead to a reversal of the call on the field. But play on the field stood. Of course, Seattle was charged with a timeout. And then the Patriots tried to rally to come back. 4th and goal. Gronkowski, he was pushing off. There was no flag on the play. To me, I would have called offensive interference. And Monday night, the New York Giants took on the Cincinnati Bengals. Of course, the Giants went on to win 21-20 by 1 point. When we come back, we will recap Thursday night's action, last night's action, between the Saints and the Panthers in Charlotte, and then we'll preview Week 11 of the 2016 NFL season. Please do not go anywhere. This is Let's Talk Sports, and we're coming right back.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
My dream job is to run and manage my own spa one day.
To be the general manager for the Jumeirah Hotel in Abu Dhabi, Dubai.
I feel that Merciers has prepared me very well for my future in the hospitality industry.
The kitchen is incredible.
You are planning the meal, doing all the costing and the recipes. You're in charge of everything going on in the kitchen.
They really do get you prepared, and they want to make sure that you have a job after college.
When it comes to injuries,
they're not all created equal.
that's why at Performance Spine and Sports Medicine,
our team of doctors will coordinate and customize your care
to provide the best treatment options using the area's most advanced medical technology,
all with one goal in mind.
to get you back in the game.
We call life.
Pain-free,
drug-free.
surgery-free. That's what we do here at Performance Spine and Sports Medicine.
Get better faster.
Stay better longer.
Saving your business money is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Tanker Consulting Services, a payment solutions expert, will show you how with a free, detailed, written analysis illustrating your cost savings. We usually uncover savings between 10 and 25%, and sometimes more. We can help your business succeed by providing reliable and secure merchant payment solutions such as merchant services programs, point-of-sale systems, and ATM machines. TCS, one of the leaders in regional credit card processing consulting, offers electronic payments to merchants locally and nationwide through our preferred vendor programs. We work to keep business costs down with a comprehensive suite of quality products, services, and customized credit card processing programs exclusively tailored for your company. TCS is convenient, reliable, and innovative, with customer service available 24/7, 365 days a year. Our in-depth industry knowledge, partnership strategy, and innovative processing solutions allow for a specialized approach to providing merchant bank processing with 100% full fee disclosure. TCS is one-stop shopping for all your merchant services solutions. Our clients save money 100% of the time. Trust Tanker Consulting Services, the knowledgeable, professional, and friendly provider of secure payment services. We set the standard by which others are measured. Call now for a free written analysis. 609-922-0201.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Welcome back. We hope everybody enjoyed the football stuff so far. We got more to talk about, more football, and let's recap Week 11 and we'll preview it. Let's recap the Thursday night game between the Saints and the Panthers, the second and final meeting between these two teams. Last time these two teams met was at the Superdome in New Orleans, where New Orleans went on to win 41-38. A few weeks later, they meet again in Charlotte, and the Carolina Panthers, they had a 23-3 lead. They almost blew it, but the Saints tried to rally, but the rally fell short. Cam Newton did a very good job, so did Drew Brees. He tried to rally, just couldn't get the job done as the Panthers went on to win by a score of 23-20. New Orleans will prepare for their next game. They will take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, Carolina will go on the road to take on the Oakland Raiders in Oakland. Now it's time to preview some football for Sunday and Monday before Thanksgiving, and we'll start off with the big game in Arlington as Joe Flacco and the Ravens take on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys in Arlington. Last time these two teams met, the Baltimore Ravens spoiled the Cowboys' final home game at Irving Stadium in Irving, Texas. 8 years later, Baltimore goes in to Arlington at AT&T Stadium to take on the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are looking for their 9th consecutive win. Or Baltimore's looking to snap that losing streak, snap that winning streak of Dallas. I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens, and they could win 2 in a row. But going into Arlington is not easy. Baltimore can do it. I'm going to take Baltimore. They are going to beat Dallas and snap their 8-game winning streak. The score will be 24-17. They got to stop the running game from Ezekiel Elliott and put pressure on Dak Prescott. That's how Baltimore should be doing. In Cleveland, Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers take on the winless Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. The Pittsburgh Steelers are looking to snap their 4-game losing streak. A bad loss against Dallas in their last game, 30-35 or 35-30. Dallas went on to win. And Cleveland is yet to win a game. They are 0-10, worst start in their 68-year franchise. I am going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are going to break their 4-game losing streak on Sunday at Cleveland. All does Ben have to do is find his targets like Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, Sammy Coates. And of course, the Cleveland defense has got to put pressure on Big Ben Roethlisberger. Hopefully, they can get their first win, or will Pittsburgh send Cleveland their 11th straight loss? So I'm going to take Pittsburgh. They're going to beat Cleveland by a score of 27-10. Another division rivalry as Marcus Mariota and the Titans take on the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. These two teams met 4 weeks ago. Indianapolis won 34-26. 4 weeks later, they meet in Indianapolis. Marcus Mariota went on to win against the Packers 47-25. Meanwhile, Indianapolis can have a good shot of winning this contest. Indianapolis, I'm going to take the Colts to sweep the Tennessee Titans in Indy. Andrew Luck has got to be careful of throwing into coverage. He's got to give the ball to Frank Gore, give him some running games, find T.Y. Hilton as his target. Then Indianapolis will go on to win the game. So I'm going to say the score for Indianapolis, it'll be 24-17. In Detroit, Matthew Stafford and the Lions take on the Jacksonville Jaguars in Detroit. Now, these two teams met 4 weeks ago, actually 4 years ago. They meet once every 4 years. Detroit has an opportunity to get back in the NFC North race. They played very well in their last game. They took on the Minnesota Vikings, won in overtime, 22-16 at US Bank Stadium. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions to win coming off a bye. The final score is going to be 30-20. Going to be a fun game, but we'll see how Detroit feels. Now let's go to MetLife. Or in MetLife, the New York Giants will be taking on the Chicago Bears. These two teams met 3 years ago, and then 3 years later, they meet at MetLife. The New York Giants are looking for their 5th consecutive win. Meanwhile, Chicago really having a hard time this year. They are looking to get back in the NFC North race. I'm going to take the New York Giants. Even though they went the wrong way, they should have lost to Cincinnati. So that way the Eagles can improve. I'm going to take New York. They are going to win their 5th game. I'm going to say the score will be 35-28. They're going to win by a touchdown. In Minneapolis, the Minnesota Vikings are looking to break their losing streak as they take on Carson Palmer and the Cardinals in the Twin Cities. Arizona won 23-20 last time. Meanwhile, Minnesota, a bad loss at Washington. I am going to take the Minnesota Vikings, and they are going to snap their losing streak. Alright, I'm going to take the Vikings. They are going to win. I'm going to say the score will be 41-20. Sam Bradford has got to rebound from that bad loss. He's got to stop being sacked all the time. He's got to throw the ball to the white color jerseys. Hopefully, Minnesota will win 41-20. Other matchups features Andy Dalton and the Bengals taking on the Buffalo Bills in Cincinnati. I'm going to take Cincinnati to win at home against the Bills. Hopefully, Cincinnati will come in and get ready for their next set. The Falcons, Broncos, the Jets, and the Chargers are off this week. Please do not go anywhere. When we come back, we'll preview the rest of Week 11 and then recap Thanksgiving Day and your Sunday after Thanksgiving Day games on Week 12. We'll talk about the 2 changes in the schedule, Patriots and Jets, and then the Chiefs and the Broncos. So we'll recap it all. We'll do it later, of course. Other matchups include Tampa Bay at Kansas City. The Chiefs are going to win. I'm going to say 31-14. I'm going to take the Chiefs. Please do not go anywhere. We'll recap the rest of football and preview Week 12. This is Let's Talk Sports, and we'll come in right back.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
My dream job is to run and manage my own spa one day.
To be the general manager for the Jumeirah Hotel in Abu Dhabi, Dubai.
I feel that Mercier has prepared me very well for my future in the hospitality industry.
The kitchen is incredible.
You are planning the meal, doing all the costing and the recipes. You're in charge of everything going on in the kitchen.
They really do get you prepared, and they want to make sure that you have a job after college.
When it comes to injuries,
They're not all created equal.
that's why at Performance Spine and Sports Medicine,
Our team of doctors will coordinate and customize your care,
to provide the best treatment options using the area's most advanced medical technology,
all with one goal in mind.
to get you back in the game,
We call life
pain-free,
drug-free.
surgery-free. That's what we do here at Performance Spine and Sports Medicine.
Get better faster.
Stay better longer.
Saving your business money is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Tanker Consulting Services, a payment solutions expert, will show you how with a free, detailed, written analysis illustrating your cost savings. We usually uncover savings between 10 and 25%, and sometimes more. We can help your business succeed by providing reliable and secure merchant payment solutions such as merchant services programs, point-of-sale systems, and ATM machines. TCS, one of the leaders in regional credit card processing consulting, offers electronic payments to merchants locally and nationwide through our preferred vendor programs. We work to keep business costs down with a comprehensive suite of quality products, services, and customized credit card processing programs exclusively tailored for your company. TCS is convenient, reliable, and innovative, with customer service available 24/7, 365 days a year. Our in-depth industry knowledge, partnership strategy, and innovative processing solutions allow for a specialized approach to providing merchant bank processing with 100% full fee disclosure. TCS is one-stop shopping for all your merchant services solutions. Our clients save money 100% of the time. Trust Tanker Consulting Services, the knowledgeable, professional, and friendly provider of secure payment services. We set the standard by which others are measured. Call now for a free written analysis. 609-922-0201.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
And we're back. Let's preview the rest of Week 11. Of course, the late games include Miami at Los Angeles at the Coliseum. These two teams meet once every 4 years. I'm going to take Miami to win over LA. Miami's going to win 31-27. Now here's the big game. Eagles-Seahawks. Can the Eagles win 2 consecutive games? They have yet to win their second game on the road. They are 1-4. They struggled a bit lately. Of course, the 4 road games they lost to were at Detroit, at Washington, Dallas, and at the New York Giants. Can they win their second road game in the Pacific Northwest? Won't be that easy. I'm going to take Philadelphia. They have a shot to go into Seattle. Now, last time these two teams met was in 2014. Philly lost 24-14, so I'm going to take Philly. See if they can beat Seattle and get back in this NFC East race. Tom Brady and the Pats will take on the San Francisco 49ers in Santa Clara. The Patriots have their 7-game winning streak snapped. Can they bounce back and get a win here? Or can San Francisco break their 8-game losing streak? It's not going to happen for San Francisco. I'm going to take the Patriots. They're going into Santa Clara. They are going to send San Francisco to their 9th consecutive loss. So the Patriots are going to beat the 49ers 31-3. It's going to be a blowout. Sunday Night Football will feature Aaron Rodgers and the Packers as they take on Kirk Cousins and the Skins. I'm going to take the Packers to get back on track in Landover. These two teams met in the wild card. 1 year later, they meet again. Green Bay is going to win. And Monday Night Football will feature 2 teams in Mexico City, the Texans and the Raiders. I'm going to take the Oakland Raiders to beat the Texans. Now it's time to preview Week 12 of the NFL. We got 3 NFL games to talk about on Thanksgiving. But we got some changes to the Week 12 schedule. The Patriots and the Jets, normally that's a Sunday night game. That has been switched to a Sunday late afternoon game at 4:25. Kansas City at Denver was supposed to be a late afternoon game, but that has been changed to Sunday night. But let's talk about the 3 Thanksgiving Day games. Minnesota will be at Detroit to take on the Detroit Lions. A classic Thanksgiving rivalry as Washington will take on the Dallas Cowboys. Last time out, Dallas won in Landover. And the Pittsburgh Steelers will take on the Indianapolis Colts. Should be fun. 3 Thanksgiving Day football games, and of course, after you eat your turkey and all the food, you're going to watch some football. So, here's my picks. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions. I'm going to take the Washington Redskins, and I'm going to take Indianapolis. Final scores in that game will be Detroit 24, Minnesota 17, Washington 31, Dallas 24, Indianapolis 31, and Pittsburgh 24. Now let's talk about the Sunday games. And of course, the Eagles play on the Monday after Thanksgiving. We'll get to those in a bit. First things first. We've got matchups of Cincinnati and Baltimore. These 2 teams meet for the first time. I'm going to take Baltimore to win the game over Cincinnati. Other matchups include Tennessee taking on Chicago. Tennessee has yet to win. Of course, in Chicago, these 2 teams met 4 years ago. Chicago blew away Tennessee in Week 9. Here are my picks. I'm going to take Baltimore to win, and I'm going to take Tennessee to beat Chicago. The Jacksonville Jaguars are on the road. They will take on the Buffalo Bills in Orchard Park. Going to be a fun matchup. Jacksonville has really had a hard time. 2 straight road games. I'm going to take Buffalo to beat Jacksonville by a score of 27-17. Other matchups to discuss is Phillip Rivers and the Chargers taking on the Houston Texans in Houston. I know these 2 teams have met once every 2 or 3 years, but for Houston, of course, they come off a short week against the Raiders. San Diego is coming off a bye. Going to be a fun matchup, so I'm going to take the Texans over the Chargers 31-28. Other matchups include the New York Giants and the Cleveland Browns. That game is in Cleveland. Now, these 2 teams met 4 years ago in Cleveland. The Browns have yet to win a game. Could they be going 0-16? Might be a possibility, the way Cleveland's been performing. Of course, Hugh Jackson is 0-10. That's the worst start, as I mentioned, in their 68-year franchise. I'm going to take the New York Giants. Big Blue has an opportunity to win 6 straight games. So I'm going to take the Giants to go into Cleveland and win the game. It's going to be a blowout. It's going to be 38-6. Cleveland may score a touchdown. They might miss a 2-point conversion or miss the extra point. Other matchups include Arizona taking on the Falcons in Atlanta. Going to take the Falcons. They are going to win 31-24. Other matchups include the Rams and the Saints at the Superdome. Of course, after the Rams finish up their game with Miami, meanwhile, New Orleans is going on to play the Rams. Of course, they took on the Panthers on Thursday Night Football. Going to be a lot of fun football. So I'm going to take the Saints and see the score will be 31-17. Now, other matchups we have to look forward is the 49ers and the Dolphins. Now, these 2 teams met once every 4 years. That is the case. Miami and San Francisco met at Candlestick Park Week 14 of 2012, and San Francisco won that game 27-13. I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins. They are going to beat the 49ers at Hard Rock Stadium. Going to be fun. It's going to be a fantastic matchup. Of course, could the 49ers go 1-15? Not going to be easy, but I think the 49ers could win 2 or 3 games. But we'll see how they do heading down into the home stretch. The only late game has to feature Russell Wilson and the Seahawks as they take on Jameis Winston and the Bucs. That game in Tampa. Last time Tampa Bay played 2 home games, it was against Los Angeles and and Denver. A few weeks later, they play Seattle. Hopefully, last time out when Tampa played the late game, 2 weather delays, anything that can happen. Now let's recap the West before we wrap things up. Of course, as I said, New England's taking on the New York Jets. Carolina is at Oakland. That should be a lot of fun, of course. Game at MetLife, and Carolina goes to the Bay Area. Sunday night, we've got the Chiefs and the Broncos in Denver. And Monday night, the Birds of Philadelphia will be taking on the Green Bay Packers. That is it for today. We will be back on December 2nd. We will recap the Thursday night game again with Dallas and Minnesota, and then we will recap the rest of Week 12 plus the Thanksgiving action. Then we will preview Week 13 of the NFL season as the NFL season is slowly winding down, and we'll take a look at the playoff picture and see if the season would end. That should be good, of course, coming down to the home stretch. Have a happy Thanksgiving from Let's Talk Sports and the Radio Vision Network. Enjoy the football, enjoy the turkey, enjoy every single football. Should be a lot of fun. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving. We'll see you on December 2nd on Let's Talk Sports and the Radio Vision Network.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be.